This is Steve from Boxing UK in association with Supreme CBD. Delighted to be joined by Dave Coldwell. Dave, how are you?
Alright mate, how are you?
I'm very well, thanks. Dave, you here, Leeds, Hopey Price?
Yep.
It's not that long since he's been out?
No, he was, to be fair, he had 6 months out, obviously with COVID. You were kind of like in a traffic jam trying to get out. And then he boxed a couple of weeks ago, and that was week 3 of fight camp. And then now on the first big show that Matchroom are putting on with fans back. So, and it's his hometown as well against a local rival, so it's a real fight and it's a real occasion for him.
It's a proper test, isn't it? Because this guy's got a bit of a track record.
Yeah, good record. It's a good record. Good, numbers wise, 16-1. But it's you've got on closer inspection. If you watch Saeed Hussein and if you look at the actual record that he's got, and then look at what Hope is doing, then it's an even it's evenly matched when it comes down to records, because I would say that the men that Hope has fought in his 5 fights are better than the men that Zaid's fought in his, barring 1 or 2.
Yeah. Is this your archetypal step-up fight for Hopey, that he gets through this and then it's pushing on to the next stage in his progress?
Yeah, but it's not even about pushing on. It's about you get to a level and then gather some more experience and then step up and then gather some more experience, rather than just going step. He's still a baby. He's still young. It's a 10-rounder because for the fight it made sense to. It was a 10-round, his first 10-round fight. In essence, it's down to the opponent in the fight, where I said, yeah, that's what I want, that's what I asked for. If it was against somebody else, then no, he's only ready. If he was fetching some tough Mexican over, then you'd be like, oh, hang on a minute, it's a little bit early. So yeah, you will do a blend of 8s and 10s after this fight going forward. Depends on what the fight is.
And how far can he go, Dave?
I think the kid's special, and I think he's got a special attitude as well. So I haven't seen a ceiling yet. I haven't put a ceiling on it. I think with his work ethic, his attitude, and his response to coaching and learning, and also with the work that he's doing with Danny Wilson at Boxing Science, with his strength and his development physically, he could go all the way and then some.
And is he coming out of his shell? Because I remember talking to you about him a year and a half ago, and you said he's terrified of the media.
No, he wasn't terrified. He was just not used to it. It's a big thing. This. I mean, if you think about his first press, I think was Crawler.
It was, yeah.
Crawler, and he had to speak it. It's a big thing. You got to remember, he's only young as well. But it's a couple of years in now. Lots of experience. Speaking to guys like yourselves. Through the pandemic, had a lot of Zooms and things like that. And then obviously, getting to do press conferences more and more, with Eddie. So it's part of the process, and watching other people like Conor Benz. I was talking to Hopey's dad today, Maxie Hughes, how he's speaking these days is brilliant, but that's experience. When people get a bit more comfortable in their surroundings, in fight week and just speaking to a room full of people, or thousands of people. So it's all a process, and he's getting more and more comfortable with it.
Brilliant. Dave, while we're here, can I get your opinion on the card? There's some cracking fights on here, isn't there?
It's a great card, isn't it? It really is. Do you know what? Listen, the main event's the main event. That is, being honest, it's not sitting on fence, but you can see both men winning it. I look at, why can't Lara go out there and do the exact same thing again? Because if Josh is looking at that loss because of not boxing for 15 months, because there was no crowd, it was weird, it was era, couldn't get up for it, you're not really addressing the issues. But if Josh this time, I spoke to Josh's dad earlier on, where he was pissed off with him because he didn't listen to him last time. So I'm sure Josh will listen to his dad this time, and if he listens, then he'll box, and he'll not look to have a tear up all the time with him and try and walk through him. And if he does box, then I think he boxes his way to a very good win. But then with 20,000 fans there, can he do that? If he gets tagged a little bit and thinks, oh, hang on a minute, I don't want to get put out then, but in front of all these lot, does he then start throwing the game plan out the window, just panic a little bit and start exchanging more. I don't know. That's why I think for me it's 50-50. If Josh sticks to his game plan, I believe Josh Warrington gets a really good win.
Magic. Conor Benn's not in a gimme either, is he?
No, good fight, really good fight. And I enjoy watching Conor Benn fight because of the way that he is, his attitude, his persona, and then what he does in the ring ultimately. But he's fighting a guy that's not come here to give it a go. I think Granada believes he wins, and that's always a dangerous fight. It's always a dangerous fight, and his experience has been at a good level. But this is the level that Conor Benn's at now. So I just think that the difference between them will be that punch speed, the hand speed, he's very sharp at how he delivers his power punches, and it seems as though he gets to him with the shots that they don't see. He's become more of a rounded boxer since the pandemic. I think you've seen he's always been improving. You see it through the pandemic and everything, the work that he's put into Tony, and like he said there with his S&C coaches and people like that, it's all come together really well, and he just looks to be on a roll and developing really well. I fancy Conor to get a stoppage and to be another really good win. It's a good build, it's a tough build, you go through all through them. I'm looking forward to Max Hughes' fight. Because I think he's going to put on a clinic. I think he's going to box and box, use the experience from all the other fights that he's had, the disappointing nights that he's had, and I think he's just going to put it together. He knows he can't stand there and have a tail. He knows he's giving him all the opportunities in the world if he does that, Strafford. But I think he'll box. I think he'll be sharp. Plus the southpaw aspect of it as well. I think he wins. I think he gets a really good win, and it's nice to see.
Man. Dave, can I ask your opinion on things away from Leeds? The news this week of the Sky deal?
Yeah, it's exciting. There's more options for fighters, more places to watch boxing. It's exciting, and you need competition, because if there's no competition, then one network, one promoter just gets complacent, and perhaps no thoughts of trying to be complacent. It's just that naturally sometimes that happens when you don't have competition about it. But when you look at somebody else's show and it's a banger, you think, shit, we've got to step up, we've got to make sure that ours is a banger, and vice versa. If yours is, if your show goes first and it's shit, yeah, you get the criticism and everything. But whereas normally, if the competition's not putting anything up, then it kind of rides that out. When the competition then puts on a good show, makes you think, shit, we need to step up again. So it's a good thing for boxing.
And for fans, more importantly, or as importantly. Couple of predictions. Liam Smith, Anthony Fowler. And I'll be honest with you, Dave.
I've said this, somebody didn't understand why online. I'm not going to say who I think wins the fight, because I've been friends with the Smith family, a lot of them, for years and years and years, well before I even met them. And now, during my time training, I've been friends with them. We're still friends now. And so, either way, whoever I say, if I say, I think so-and-so wins, then the other one's gonna. It's not. I know it's only opinions, but we can have our opinions to ourselves. We don't have to express them and put them out publicly, because I know what fighters are like. When it's a lot on the line, you might not, you might understand it not being personal, but to them they do think, well, that is a bit personal. Do you know what I mean? But I'd rather not say. I think it's gonna be a cracking fight. I really do. And what I will say, both men can win that fight.
That's fair enough, Dave. I'll not push. AJ Usyk.
That's a good fight. So you know what? I'll be honest with you. When it got originally announced, I'm a massive fan of Usyk, the cruiserweight, but I'm not so much a massive fan of him as a heavyweight. I think he's taken a lot of what made him so great at cruiserweight away, style-wise. I think physically, I think the weight that he's added doesn't, only in my opinion, it doesn't seem to suit him. Slowed him down a little bit. It's like, the guys with slower feet are getting to him a little easier than what I thought they were. So I kind of thought, well, I think AJ does the job on him, because AJ, people don't want to give him credit for his boxing ability. He can box, and he's getting better and better each fight. He's getting more smooth each fight. He seems to be getting sharper punching each fight, and he's still got that power and he's still got that size. So I kind of thought AJ's just going to go out there and AJ will be able to do a job on him. But then Usyk's gone back to Lomachenko's dad. And now I'm thinking, oh shit, because I think, and again I might be wrong, because this is another thing that I'm looking at, is there's no footage of Usyk training really.
Yeah.
I mean, we've seen bits of him on a bike and stuff, but whereas as his heavyweight journey's come on, they've been showing, you've seen photos, you've seen him on a bike, and you've just looked at him getting bigger and bigger, and thinking, oh. So I'm thinking, is he going to come in live? If he's back with Lomachenko's dad, is he going to go back to all the same sort of style like it was as a cruiserweight that had a lot more different looks and a lot more going off to what he's been since he's been at heavyweight? And if he is, then that's a dangerous fight. So I don't know.
Great breakdown though, Dave. We spoke to Alex Krasiuk and he confirmed that Usyk's in lockdown. He can't even get to him. So something in there, isn't it?
It'll be interesting.
Just the last word on you. What else is happening in camp with your guys, Dave?
Jordan's. I don't know if I can say Jordan should be boxing next week. So yeah, that will get him out on a little later rounder, because he's mandatory for the European title now. Now Guerfi beat Gargo. So yeah, I think that goes out to bids between Eddie and Guerfi's. I think Guerfi's really MTK. So between those two, they'll either do a deal or it'll go out to purse bids. Who knows? It's purse bids, so anyone can bid for it. So you never know. But yeah, that'll be. I'm thinking that's going to be before the end of the year. That's a big fight for Jordan. Lerone, we're just waiting on what's next for him, and Chisora the same. Looking at him being out before the end of the year.
Unless I've missed it, Dave, is Chisora definitely with you? He is.
Yeah.
And is it Parker? Is there a Parker rematch? Because that was what we were told ages ago.
Yeah, I know that's what we were talking about, but I just trained. So
we'll see. What's he like in the gym? He's a different character. He's a different character, isn't he?
Do you know what? It was great when I worked with him before, and then he wanted me to work training down in London. I couldn't do it. I wouldn't do it. He's come up to me, and it's back like he's never left. And the lads in the gym are surprised at how much he's come on so quickly. So I'm really excited about working with him. I'm really excited about this next fight.
Brilliant. Dave Coldwell, it's always a pleasure. I really appreciate your time. Take care.
Cheers, man.